fight who surprised everyone this season. You have Wemby, who is playing out of his mind, who is a psycho, who hates pretty much everybody on OKC. And then you have players like Steph Castle, Dylan Harper, Carter Bryant. It's their first playoff appearance and they're playing like veterans. You have two teams that love to play defense and play great defense.
That excitement you just heard, that's the sound of someone who understands exactly what we're about to witness. Because when Victor Wembanyama faces off against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the Western Conference Finals, we're not just getting a great series. We're watching the future of basketball announce itself on the biggest stage available.
Let's go. I'm so excited for this matchup. I'm so excited for this matchup because these are the two best teams. I'm sorry, you guys. These are the two best teams in the NBA. You have OKC, who hasn't missed a step this entire season. They came in as the favorites to win. They have been consistent throughout the entire season.
Let's start with Oklahoma City, because their consistency this season has been almost unsettling. They entered the season as championship favorites and proceeded to validate that prediction every single night. No drama, no slumps, no excuses. Just methodical, suffocating basketball that makes opponents look confused by the fourth quarter. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is about to win his first MVP award, and it's not even close in the voting. The reigning MVP is somehow playing even better this season. That's not supposed to happen. When you reach that level, you're supposed to plateau. Instead, he's elevated his game while making everyone around him better.
They play on a string. They play good defense. They have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to win MVP. We know that that's coming. They have the reigning MVP who's likely going to win again this season. They do all the things right. J-Dub hasn't even been playing in these playoffs. He will likely come back in these Western Conference Finals.
And here's what makes Oklahoma City genuinely terrifying for San Antonio. They haven't needed Chet Holmgren in these playoffs. Their second-best player has been sitting on the bench in street clothes, and they're still dismantling teams. Holmgren is expected to return for the Western Conference Finals, which means the Spurs are about to face a team that's been operating at 75% capacity and still looks unstoppable. That's not just depth, that's organizational excellence. When your supporting cast can carry you through 2 playoff rounds without your starting center, you've built something sustainable. Oklahoma City plays connected basketball on both ends. Every possession has purpose, every defensive rotation is crisp. They don't beat themselves, and they rarely give opponents easy opportunities.
And then for the Spurs, you just have a team that has so much fight, who surprised everyone this season. You have Wemby, who is playing out of his mind, who is a psycho, who hates pretty much everybody on OKC. And then you have players like Steph Castle, Dylan Harper, Carter Bryant. It's their first playoff appearance, and they're playing like veterans.
But San Antonio isn't walking into this series intimidated, and that's what makes this matchup so compelling. This is a team that wasn't supposed to be here. Most analysts had them fighting for a play-in spot. Instead, they're 4 wins away from the NBA Finals, and they're playing with the confidence of a squad that has nothing to lose and everything to prove. Victor Wembanyama is the reason, obviously. But it's not just his statistical dominance that makes him dangerous in this matchup. It's his mentality. Multiple reports from these playoffs describe him as intensely focused, borderline obsessed with proving himself against the league's elite teams, and Oklahoma City represents everything he wants to conquer: the best record, the MVP, the system that works. Watch his body language in games. There's an edge there that wasn't present during the regular season. He's playing angry, and when a 7'4" player with his skill set plays angry, defenses have no answers.
KC. And then you have players like Steph Castle, Dylan Harper, Carter Bryant. It's their first playoff appearance, and they're playing like veterans. You have two teams that love to play defense and play great defense. You also have two fan bases that are absolutely incredible.
Then you have the rookies who are performing like they've been in the league for 5 years. Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, and Carter Bryant are making their first playoff appearance, and they're showing zero signs of the moment being too big. Castle's defense on opposing guards has been suffocating. Harper's shot creation in the pick and roll is giving teams nightmares. Bryant's three-point shooting is spacing the floor perfectly for Wembanyama to operate. These aren't role players trying to survive. These are legitimate contributors who are raising their level when the stakes increase. That's championship DNA, even if they don't have championship experience yet. San Antonio's playoff run has been built on 2 things: elite defense and an absolute refusal to back down. They held their previous opponent to under 90 points 3 times. They've forced turnovers at a rate that ranks in the top 5 historically for playoff teams, and they've done it without compromising their offensive identity.
You also have two fan bases that are absolutely incredible. The t-shirt wars in this series is going to be so much fun. And I do think this matchup is challenging for both of them. This is not going to be a series where we see a sweep happen. Anyway, shout out the basketball gods in San Antonio.
And this is where the series gets really interesting from a stylistic perspective. Both teams are built on defensive excellence. Both teams pride themselves on making opponents uncomfortable. Both fan bases are known for creating hostile road environments. The atmosphere in these arenas is going to be electric, and that energy feeds directly into how these teams play. Oklahoma City hasn't faced a defense like San Antonio's in these playoffs. They've been able to dictate pace and execute their system without much resistance. But the Spurs have the personnel to disrupt passing lanes, switch everything, and make Shai work for every basket. That's going to test Oklahoma City's offensive creativity in ways they haven't been tested yet. On the flip side, San Antonio hasn't faced a team that can match their defensive intensity while also having this much offensive firepower. Oklahoma City can hurt you in so many ways. If you focus too much on Shai, someone else beats you. If you help too aggressively, they'll spray it around the perimeter and shoot you out of the building. They're the most well-rounded team in basketball, and that presents problems San Antonio hasn't had to solve yet.
We are getting exactly what we asked for. The basketball gods finally delivered. Spurs OKC Western Conference Finals. Let's go. I'm so excited for this matchup. I'm so excited for this matchup because these are the two best teams. I'm sorry, you guys. These are the two best teams in the NBA. You have OKC, who hasn't missed a step this.
The basketball gods delivered exactly what we asked for. Two teams playing at an elite level. Two contrasting narratives, the favorite that's validated every expectation versus the underdog that's exceeded every projection. Two generational talents in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Victor Wembanyama going head-to-head for a spot in the finals. This isn't going to be a sweep. Both teams are too good defensively. Both teams have too much pride. Both coaching staffs are too prepared. We're looking at a series that could easily go 7 games, with every possession mattering and every adjustment being critical.
Which fun. And I do think this matchup is challenging for both of them. Like, this is not going to be a series where we see a sweep happen. Anyway, shout out the basketball gods and San Antonio.
Here's what makes this Western Conference Finals historically significant. We're watching the changing of the guard happen in real time. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is 26 years old and entering his prime. Victor Wembanyama is 19 and already playing like a top 10 player in the league. These two are going to define the next decade of NBA basketball, and this series is their introduction to the world as legitimate championship-level superstars. Think about the stakes for both of them. For Shai, this is his chance to cement his legacy as the best player on a championship team. He's already won the MVP. Now he needs to prove he can carry a team through the toughest moments of the playoffs against elite competition. A dominant performance here would put him in the conversation with the league's absolute best. For Wembanyama, this is his coming-out party. He's already shown he can dominate during the regular season. He's already proven he can perform in the playoffs. But beating Oklahoma City, the team with the best record and the MVP, would announce him as a transcendent talent who can carry a franchise to the finals in his first season. That's legendary stuff. That's the kind of performance that defines careers. The chess match between these coaching staffs is going to be fascinating. Oklahoma City's system is predicated on ball movement, player movement, and making the right play every single time. San Antonio's system is predicated on empowering Wembanyama while surrounding him with versatile defenders who can switch everything. Both approaches work. Both have been successful. Now we get to see which philosophy prevails when the margin for error disappears. Defensively, this is where the series will be won or lost. Can Oklahoma City contain Wembanyama without sending so much help that the Spurs shooters get clean looks? Can San Antonio force Shai into tough shots without giving up open threes to Oklahoma City's supporting cast? These are the questions that will determine who advances, and both teams have the personnel to execute their game plans. The role players are going to matter enormously. When Chet Holmgren returns, his ability to protect the rim while also stretching the floor will be crucial for Oklahoma City. If he can make Wembanyama work on defense by pulling him away from the basket, that changes everything. On San Antonio's side, Stephen Castle's ability to pressure Shai defensively could be the difference between winning and losing close games. If Castle can make Shai work for every touch, that's going to wear him down over the course of a 7-game series. The fan bases are going to play a role too. Oklahoma City's arena is one of the loudest in basketball. San Antonio's crowd is known for being knowledgeable and passionate. These environments are going to create pressure situations that test both teams' composure. Young players like Dylan Harper and Carter Bryant are going to have to perform in hostile territory. Veterans on Oklahoma City are going to have to maintain their poise when San Antonio's crowd is trying to will their team to victory. And let's talk about the narrative implications. If Oklahoma City wins, they validate everything we thought about them entering the season. They were the favorites, they played like the favorites, and they're advancing to the finals as the favorites. That's impressive, but it's also expected. If San Antonio wins, they complete one of the most shocking playoff runs in NBA history. A team that wasn't supposed to compete for a championship would knock off the best team in the league to reach the finals. That's the kind of story that gets told for decades. This series is also going to reveal which team has the mental toughness to handle adversity. Both teams have been dominant in their playoff runs so far, but neither has faced a team that can punch back this hard. When Oklahoma City inevitably goes on a run and builds a double-digit lead, how does San Antonio respond? When Wembanyama takes over a game and the Spurs build momentum, how does Oklahoma City adjust? These moments of adversity are what separate good teams from championship teams. The coaching adjustments are going to be critical. We're going to see different defensive schemes, different offensive sets, different rotations. Both coaching staffs are elite at making in-game adjustments, and that's going to create a fascinating chess match. Expect to see zone defenses, box and one looks on Shai, and creative ways to limit Wembanyama's impact without doubling him constantly. This is high-level basketball strategy being executed at the highest possible level. So here's the ultimate question: is Oklahoma City's system and experience enough to overcome San Antonio's talent and momentum? Or is Victor Wembanyama's dominance and San Antonio's defensive intensity enough to upset the best team in basketball? There's no clear answer, and that's what makes this series must-watch television. We're getting two teams at their absolute best, playing the most important games of their seasons, with a trip to the finals on the line. If you're a basketball fan, you owe it to yourself to watch every minute of this series. We're witnessing history, we're watching the future of the NBA announce itself, and we're getting the matchup we've been asking for all season long. Let me know in the comments who you think wins this series, because I genuinely don't know. And that uncertainty is what makes it beautiful.